Truth before the truth. This is an extension from the last video. It was yesterday. The preview of today's video was yesterday about, the whole entire planet Earth of humans are poisoning each other. Any animals they get their hands on, they poison. They poison any biology humans get their hands on, they poison. And everyone just wants to jump back in there. Like if you start waking up and you start thinking, all their hope goes into a lie, and they want to jump right back into poisoning themselves so they can be like the people who are not here at all and are completely innocent. I mean, except for the one fact that they are human, and they're trying to do the impossible. Nothing possible is happening because they're doing the impossible. The world itself right now, planet Earth is set up as a global economy. There is no economy because we have resources only. We don't have a free state, we don't have capital, we don't have anything. It's a negative situation where we're extracting the whole planet by ourselves. Just like the show, just like the character Silver Surfer and Galactus, just eating the whole entire planet with one simulation. That's exactly what we're doing. So nothing possible can happen because anyone who's possible is erased full time. They hallucinate something else because they are in an entirely different, they're not part of the sun, they're not part of the planets, they're not part of anything. They're not part of something but humans only murdering the planet. There's nothing else happening. So because they're impossible, they cannot do something that's possible. I am a fully capable man. All they have around me is the immediate shift that they're around a real human that can give them anything they want in time itself. We could live forever right now. For not based on the fact that I know what I'm doing and I've woken up, because that's what everyone else sells their self out after they figure things out. They jump right back in and then they let go, and they're pulled along by the extrapolation and the simulation of a galactus extracted planet, and it's dying. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to lose at the last moment when the winds are 7,000 miles an hour, but what's so special about this world is that because it's meant to be a global economy, they're all confessing with their own signature that it's a promise. No one has fulfilled their promise. Now, it's so bad that if you gave me a promise note, I can fulfill my promise, not based on the fact that I can pay back the money, but the promise that we are a capitalist country in America, and the whole world is trying to do the exact same thing. They're running off the exact same model. It's the international court of law where everyone's laws can be pitched in there while they sit there and argue with opinions, because they don't have a basis of their own reality. They don't have their basis of anything. They're just a deference. They defer to each other, somewhere connected. They have no creation. They have no being. They have nothing. They're completely impossible. So the only possibility they run off of is that they sign their checks, everything they do, even their labor wages, all the money is from resources. And they get promised money. All the people who own corporations, they sign something and they're promised the money. All the billionaires, they don't own the money. They don't have any money. They were promised the money, and they accrue whatever they're charging off of the planet. They're making the shit up. They're not here. They're not conscious. They don't know what's going on. If they understood this video, what I'm saying, they would just laugh possibly and completely forget right after. Not considering the fact that they're promised everlasting life. This is a once and an eternity opportunity. In 300 years, this will not, and they're still doing this, it will not be possible because it just happened now, and it was supposed to begin right after World War II, and all that stuff started. It was supposed to happen when America started because it was an idea. And now that we have the internet and all this technology, we're completely bound. There is no more countries, there's no nothing. All of it's gone. We have the internet, we have banking, and we have the court of law. Now, because I'm possibly the only person in the entire planet who knows these three things, I know everything about these three things without memorizing or reading any of their books or anything, because that's not what it's about. It's about what it's meant to be for. And I will finish my book and give it away if I get the opportunity to. They're keeping me homeless. They know that I'm homeless. They think some sort of justification about something. They're fucking gone. They're gone. They're not here. Anyone in this galaxy that's not inside of Earth, if you're doing the same thing, it's not worth it. Because I cannot do it. It's not possible. Because I'm here. We won't hear my story about how that happened, because that takes hours and hours of explicit detail of year after year of my progression that doesn't stop, because it's an actual true path progression that all beings and all life forms all beings and life forms take. So what I'm saying is that these promise notes, the court of law, the promise notes, when you want a loan, when you get paid from a company, the company doesn't have money to give you. They got a promise note from the government. The government doesn't have money. They are promised money through banking. The humans have taken control of the planet completely. They own all resources. There is no money. It's promise. It's called negotiable instruments because that's how what you call it between humans. But it's actually a promise. They're promising that because they're human and they're in charge of the planet, that they're going to do something good. But they haven't done something good. They tried to destroy the internet socially, but they can't because it's controlling their lives. They can't because it's showing what's going to happen next. Nothing can happen next because the internet is one of the only emergency devices probably in the universe that binds a planet to see if it actually wants to become whatever it wants. What does it want to be? Celestial? Does it want to make a decision? That's where I can survive if we make a decision together consciously. Not just some random person making a law with their own waste of time, so it doesn't affect anything. Nothing is happening. It's completely impossible. There's no forest. There's no ecosystems. It's all random. It's all bullshit. It's crap. Nothing is happening. Nothing is growing properly. We all just are born into a youthful body, and we want it with excitement, and we don't get to a next stage. We can't even make it out of a phase to get to stage 1 or 2. I'm in stage 1 is what I'm trying to tell you. No human I've ever met or seen, or even online or in a book or anything. Not even my own father, who is the only real person I've ever known, has made it to stage 1. It's the true path of life. Not just of life, just of a being. You basically, you know how to do whatever you want. And that's why I'm saying, I know for a fact that the world is set up for us to be the creator, because a human can be the creator. That's why it's so dominant and has taken over the planet, because it has the ability to know instantly and take action instantly, consciously. That's why we call ourselves omnivores. We can think of something and then do it instantly. You know, we are not an accumulation of history that we evolved from the past. We were a lot stronger in the past, but we didn't get it. We're suffering the exact same problem now. Whether they're doing magic or they can fly to another solar system with their own body like Superman or something, doesn't matter what. They're suffering from the same problem. And this one little time and chance, this one little point in time on Earth, and it's 2024. And I'm calling for an SOS because I can't go into a bank because they're not here. They don't see someone. I can, if I shave my beard, because they think it's something else. They think of something else every time. They do not know what creation is. They do not know what the words they're saying that are coming out of their mouth. The people who do know in front of me, they will not know what's happening because I know what's going on exactly. And they do confess that they don't know what's going on exactly. And they'll have some sort of excuse. They'll have this, they'll have that, they'll have this, something else. I mentioned the basic number one thing over God and everything else is creation, right? Right? Why would there be a universe? Why would there be stars with planets in a galaxy? Because there's life growing in the fucking planets. We are making fun of ourselves through science because we say we're the only ones. That's just stating the truth. We can't wake up and find out that there's other planets watching us through fucking crystals or something, you know? And thinking that we're youthful. Well, those planets are the same. They don't get it either. They made some decision and they accrued through time, and they're a linear path of like some random evolution. And we're at a basis right here where everyone is so completely afraid because they don't know what the true path is, except intuitively inside with a faint heart chakra for a moment. That every chakra in your heart, it says the exact same thing. No matter how putrid and filthy you are, which is pretty much the entire human race of adults, the children are gross too. Because we poison each other. The only thing that can happen is that someone gives me access to the planet so I can make all the decisions on Earth and put the position at the top of the planet, first one for all and all for one, and I become the creator as long as I can handle it, because it's not a known aspect. This isn't a known thing. You can't have a wizard come down from space and discuss this situation only. Perhaps he's tried it, but he didn't try it when he was alone at 35. And one with the rest of the planet. Like, so if no one gives me access to the planet to make all the decisions on Earth, then the entire timeline is a extraction of planet Earth, and it's just going to be a recorded history, and this is just going to be a time capsule for some random Joe, for the spirit itself, or him, whoever does it, to put it inside of their computer in some other planet or some other future so they can figure it out. It's creation only. There's nothing else. Everything else is impossible because they're only doing the impossible. Everything they do is completely impossible. Any promise that they think, when they sign promise notes, they think they're getting a promise to them, not making a promise themselves. Anything they do, and they think they're in another hallucinated world. They're hallucinating the entire planet into mush. They're gonna mush it. Truth before the truth.